it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be Battle of the Bronzers. I actually got a request from a couple of my subscribers saying, hey, all the new bronzers out there, there's Urban Decay, Laura Geller, Too Faced, like I want a comparison video with swatches and to know how they differ. And then they also said throw in the Too Faced chocolate bronzer as well. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. I'm going to swatch all of them for you and I guess tell you a little bit of differences between them. I do really enjoy all of them, have them all in my collection, and I guess at the end I'll go ahead and rate you like from 1 to 4 since I'm sharing all 4, which ones are my favorite in that order. So the ones I'm going to be sharing with you guys today are the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, the Urban Decay new, what is this even called? Beach Bronzer and Sun-Kissed. So let me show you. The first one is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. Then we've got the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. I'm in the shade Sun-Kissed. And then the one I reviewed most recently is the Laura Geller Beach Matte Hydrating Baked Bronzer in Sunset Fair. And then the last one is my Too Faced Sweethearts Baked Luminous Glow Bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. So I think most people wanted to see the Urban Decay and the Laura Geller, but I figured why not throw in all of these to compare them. So let me swatch them all for you, that way you can see the color selections, because even though they all are kind of similar, they do vary. Let me see if actually I can hold them up all together. Like, let's see if I'm really that talented, because I'm probably not. Probably gonna fail. Let's see. Haha, I did it! Okay, so there are all the colors. You can definitely see, let me kind of, well, nope, those don't push back any further. But you can definitely see I almost have these two over here, Laura Geller, and the Too Faced one, the Too Faced Sweetheart Bronzer are the most cool tone and light, and these are definitely the darkest over here. I do have the medium to deep chocolate bronzer. I know there's milk chocolate. I probably should have got milk chocolate. That honestly would fit my skin tone better, but I think I would probably at the time was like, oh, it's called Favorite, let me get that one. So anyways, that's the one I have, and then I have Sun-Kissed Beach Bronzer. So those are all the ones. This one's definitely the most warm tone out of them, so let me swatch them all for you. Again, this is what the Chocolate Soleil in the shade Medium to Deep Matte Bronzer is. And this one, I think the reason I got it is because it does come off a lot lighter than you would expect. So you can really make it, you know, suit your skin tone. I can wear it and like it. So there is what that one looks like. Like I said, you can definitely build it up or you can sheer it out and blend it out, but that is what it looks like. It's got a very nice smooth texture. Out of all of them, this is the one with the most kick up, is definitely the Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, but it's very, very smooth, very finely milled. All of them are going to be very finely milled. The only one that's going to actually feel a lot different compared to this, the Laura Geller and the Urban Decay, is the Sweetheart Too Faced one. Since that one's baked, it has more of a rough texture to it just because it's naturally a baked bronzer. So next, got my hankies over here to wipe off my hands. So the next one is the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer in the shade Sun-Kissed, which is the lighter of the two shades. And this one is definitely the most warm tone out of all 4 of these. So let me swatch this one next to it. Even though it is still really light and works for me on my fair skin tone, it's definitely just more of a warm tone. It's got a little bit of like a terracotta orangey undertone to it. So there is what that one looks like. Again, very, very smooth and finely milled. Not a lot of kick up with this one whatsoever. So the next one I'm going to swatch is going to be the one that I reviewed most recently, and I love this one to death. And this is the Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer from Laura Geller, and pretty much one of the few products I actually have from her. Probably the cutest actual bronzer packaging out of all of them. Not the actual packaging of the product, but the actual product inside. Definitely the cutest award goes to this little cushion bronzer. So adorable. And if I didn't mention it already, I will leave a link down below to all of the bronzer reviews I did. I did the Laura Geller, I did the Too Faced Sweethearts, and I did the Urban Decay. The Chocolate Soleil one's been out forever, so I didn't review that one specifically. But trust me, it's smooth, it's amazing. You'll like it if you like the rest of these. So there is the Laura Geller one. It's definitely probably the most cool tone out of the ones I'm going to show you. So then the last one I'm going to show you is going to be the Too Faced Sweetheart Bronzer. And now out of all these, I do want to mention the other 3 that I've shown you so far are completely matte. Whereas this is the only one that has very, very finely milled gold sparkles inside. Even if I zoom you up close, you're not going to see them. They're very finely milled. And this one you can either mix or you can leave them individually. I'm going to mix it because that's typically how I wear it when I do wear it. And that way you can see that. And so this one also, like I was saying, has sparkles in it, so it's got a luminosity to it and a little bit of a glow, whereas the others are completely matte. So there is that last color. You can definitely see the Laura Geller one is definitely the lightest. This one is the second lightest, so let me zoom you in a little bit. So there you go, zoomed in, you can see here was the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, then you had the Urban Decay, then you had Laura Geller, and then you had Too Faced Sweetheart bronzer, the baked bronzer. So that was all of them up close. Now from far away you can still see lightest, definitely the most warm tone. So I would say overall I still love all these. Now I'll go ahead and rate them for you, I guess, just as far as like which ones are the ones I'm gonna use the most and really love all together, and which ones I guess are my least favorite. So the one that I love absolutely the most is definitely the Laura Geller Beach Matte Baked Hydrating Bronzer, because it's so smooth, so finely milled. Like, you cannot overdo this one. It is foolproof. Like I said in the review, there's 3 different shades to match skin tones. I think they did a good job. This is the lightest one. It matches me perfectly, and you cannot overdo this. Like, you can bronze up the face and it looks amazing, and you just can't ruin it. It's cool tone. I personally like a cool tone, just based on my skin tone and stuff, so I like a cool tone, but they definitely had a middle shade that was more warm if you are leaning towards like more of a warm tone or you have darker skin tones. But I love this one the most. It's not hydrating like it's gonna feel like wet or like hydrating like a moisturizer. It's just hydrating in the sense that it's so easy to work with, so easy to move around on your skin, and like I said, it's foolproof. You cannot mess with this one up. So the next one, that's my second favorite, is the Too Faced Sweethearts Baked Luminous Bronzer in Sweet Tea. I love this one so much. Again, it gives you such a natural luminous glow. This is the only one I would not contour with. Personally, I would just bronze up the face. It looks beautiful. Another one you really can't mess up too much, but because of the tone in this, I think maybe you potentially could get a little muddy. It could just kind of like look muddy on the skin, but I like the fact that you can use the light one by itself, which I kind of mix the colors together. But you could use the light one here, you could use the darker one here, or you could mix them together, which is how I love to wear it. And again, it just looks beautiful and natural on the skin. You could hardly mess it up. You'd have to really go ham to like look really muddy and make it look bad, but this one is really great too. And this one also gives you a luminous glow since it does have a little bit of sparkles in there. It's really pretty. I love this one. So then the next one I probably like is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Even though it has kick up, it smells delicious, people. It smells like chocolate. It's so gorgeous. You can really build it up or you can really sheer it out. It's really easy to work with. It's probably the most pigmented out of all these 4 that I'm showing you. So you have to be a little bit more careful with your application, but you can contour with it. You can bronze up the face. It's fabulous. So the one that I probably like the least out of all the 4, even though I like all of them, is the new Urban Decay. Once I got the new Laura Geller one and the new Too Faced one, I was like, oh, I love these so much. Those beat out this one. It's very finely milled, but for me personally, it pulls a warmer undertone, and so I tend to like the cooler undertones. I can make it work. I showed in that review, like I wore it. It looked beautiful. I've gotten feedback from a lot of my subscribers that got it that have fair skin, and they love it. It's probably just my least favorite out of the 4, but I still do enjoy it. This is one I just have to personally be careful with just because I don't enjoy a super warm tone, so I have to just go with a lighter hand, and then I have absolutely no problem with it. So those are the order of the bronzers that I like and the reasons why. Definitely my favorite being Laura Geller. It's such a beautiful color. Next one being Too Faced Sweetheart. Then we've got Chocolate Soleil, and then of course it fell like all the way back there is the Urban Decay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle of the bronzers and found it helpful to see swatches of all of them compared, and to remind you guys of what the finishes are and which ones are matte, which ones are luminous, and kind of my preferences as far as the 4 that I'm holding up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, or in this case, give it a bronzer up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!